morning, Wheeling Country Day School, or afternoon, or evening, depending on when you are watching this. Welcome to the first ever episode of Great News WCDS, our way of getting the news to you. We're going to start with our MLK Day of Service, which happened 2 weeks ago on Monday on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We're going to start with Junior Kindergarten. They read the story Martin Luther King Jr. by Marion Dane Baker. They invited the children to draw and share how they could be friends with anyone. Here are some powerful ideas of unconditional love that the kiddos shared. Hudson said, "Be funny." Gemma said, "Holding hands with somebody." Bradley said, "When someone falls, help them up." Isaac said, "Loving someone." And Regina said, "Give someone a heart when they are knocking down a friend's tower." Words of wisdom from such small little kids. Now, the preschool, the junior kindergarten, and the senior kindergarten, they were inspired by the message that love wins over hate. The students created buttons, signs, and cards to help kick off their Helpful Heroes for Sarah Hines House. They did a button sale. They were so excited to be supporting the Sarah Hines House in Pittsburgh. Now, if you're not familiar with the Sarah Hines House, they offer over 250 after-school programs and classes for children of all ages, including art, nutrition, STEAM, and physical fitness. With a yearly cost of only $25, they were hoping to sponsor several children's memberships. Well, you showed your support by buying buttons that were 1 for $2 or 2 for $3, and with your help, they were able to raise over $350. Give it up for the preschool, junior kindergarten, and senior kindergarten. That will cover at least 14 kids' sponsorships for the Hines House for the year. Really good job, guys. Way to go. Moving on to first grade. First grade spent the week organizing books that were collected for their service project. They also visited classrooms. Maybe they came to your classroom, collected some books. They were going to fill those books into little libraries. Now, if you're not familiar with little libraries, they are tiny little libraries all over the community, and we have one right under our very own shelter pickup area. Those are Take a Book, Leave a Book. So if you're ever wanting a book and you see one of those little free libraries in your area, take a book, leave a book, because we feel that everyone deserves a chance to read. Now on to second grade. Second grade collected donations for the Marshall County Animal Shelter. They collected things like bleach, cleaning supplies, dog and cat food, and toys and treats. Now here's a couple pictures of the kiddos there at the Marshall County Animal Shelter, just enjoying the day. Here's another one of them doing some surgery on what I hope is a stuffed dog and not a real live one, because that would be unsanitary. Good job, second grade, for collecting all that stuff and helping out those dogs and cats. All right, on. Next, we have third grade. Third grade made and donated 24 blankets to the Crittenden Services. Now, if you're not familiar with Crittenden Services, they provide therapy and help for women and girls who need some extra care in their lives, a little extra helping hand. So the third grade took these blankets, they cut them, they tied them together, and donated them off, and that'll be a really big help as we move into our colder months, although it seems like we're moving into our warmer months, but hopefully someday there will be a colder month again soon. All right, fourth grade. They created and collected U-Manner boxes filled with small travel size items of necessities such as soap, toothpaste, deodorant, and more. These were donated to the Free Shelter and Youth Services for Families in Need. There's Julian there counting out his deodorant, and there's some other things. We got the little shampoo bottles and other such accoutrements that they donated. So way to go, fourth grade. Proud of you. And on to fifth grade. Fifth grade collected also animal supplies for the Brooke County Animal Shelter. And those were things such as, again, bleach, dog and cat food treats. And here's a picture of Emma Cooper. She kind of led that operation, dropped off all that stuff. We see some paper towels back there. You never know when you're going to need to clean up a spill made by animals. Thank you, Emma, for organizing this event and for everyone who brought in donations. Now we're on to our big kids over at Branch Campus, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. For their MLK Day of Service Learning, the middle schoolers chose to either bake cookies to deliver to first responders or visit the House of Carpenter to learn about the services they provide and to help with some of the behind-the-scenes work. At the House of Carpenter, they sorted donations for their thrift store, unboxed and organized food pantry items, and packed weekend meals for kits for area students. And there's some of them there with our first responders. After their hard work, the students were invited to take a break and play in the gym, which I'm sure they enjoyed. It was a wonderful day of service learning for those middle school kids. Oh, look at those. What are those? Apple Jacks? All right. And here's the cookies and stuff they baked for the first responders. Really good job, middle school, keeping it up for our MLK Day of Service. Really good job all around. Give yourselves a hand if you haven't already. Pat yourself on the back. You did a really good job. You helped out our community, and we are proud of you all. In other news, the Wheeling Country Day School 4th and 5th graders, some were selected to participate in a math field day. And this is the Ohio County Math Field Day at Wheeling Park High School that happened on January 23rd. These students spent time practicing and competing in various competitions related to estimation, mental math, and written work. Preston Gregory, Connor Boyd, Sierra Swan, Chad Stradwick, and Carter Parsons competed for the 4th grade team. And from the 5th grade, Lincoln Ochap, Jaden Palercio, Rosie Brownlee, Isaac Demarest, and Frankie Caruso were chosen to compete. And here's a picture of them at the Math Field Day. And in super exciting news, Connor Boyd from the 4th grade earned first place in the estimation room and earned the trophy for second place for all of 4th grade. And there he is with his trophy, his medal, and all of the kids there with their certificates. Congratulations to all of you. Well done on the Math Field Day. In other news, Mrs. Buchanan's Lit Circles. They were reading a story about the levees in Hurricane Katrina, and they were building levees there. You see Jackson Baker, Carter Parsons, Declan Weisenborn, and Claudia Blattert making levees from what they learned during their Lit Circle. Up next, one of my favorite sections, the Kindness Kid Shoutout. Now, the way this works is I've asked some teachers to nominate a kind kid who's someone who goes kind of above and beyond being nice and looking out for others. And today we have 2 nominees. In 5th grade, Jaden Palercio, and Miss Wallace says, Jaden stays out of drama, always makes sure people aren't left out, and doesn't share other students' business with the rest of the class. So that's good for you, Jaden. And in 3rd grade, Charlie Zitzelberger, for always having a smile to share and taking time to hold the door for everyone. And I have been on the receiving end of that door holding. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Jaden, for keeping our campus a kind place to be. And coming up next, we have just a few words of wisdom. Bear with me, I'm getting used to this software. And we're going to end with words of wisdom from your teachers around the campus. From Miss Wilson in 2nd grade, always try something new. And I believe this is probably in response to her class filming the first ever Kids in the Kitchen. And that's up on YouTube if you want to check it out. Miss Wallace in 5th grade says, remember that you have the power to control your actions and your words. That is so true. Only you are in charge of you. And Miss Buck from 3rd grade says, be yourself. An original is worth more than a copy. Also, wise words, Miss Buck. That's all the news that we have to report this week. Stay tuned for next week's episode where we'll have more news. And as always, Country Day, keep the great news coming. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.